Hi, I'm here in the home office of Jungian analyst and author J. Gary Sparks. We're in Indianapolis, Indiana, where I've driven up from Chicago this morning to have a visit with him and record the second episode of the podcast. And Gary is going to be showing us his book collection right now. Gary?
I thought I'd show you my favorite books in the Jungian world. We'll start right here with the collected works. I bought each of these for $5. Wow. I was a graduate student in Berkeley, California, and was eating rice and beans so I could have $5 at the end of the week. I'd run down to Telegraph Avenue and see what was in. So they all came at a good price, and they've been read 3 or 4 times and discussed with people who knew the guy who wrote them. So it's a real treasure for me. Down here, we have our mythological books, very important for the Jungian work. And all kind of books that deal with myth, some Jungian theory, Ron Francis' books on dreams and death, a wonderful book by Frey Rohn on comparing Jung and Freud. We'll come back to those two guys in a minute. Of course, I love Edinger's A New God Image. It's a fantastic description of Jung's late theological views, which you really only find in the letters. More Jungiana here on the bottom shelf. More Von Franz. Von Franz's book on Jung's life, really a sort of intellectual biography. The Myth of Gilgamesh, Rivka Shir-Kluger does a beautiful job on that. More Jungiana. And then here at the bottom shelf is some more Jungiana. Edinger's Anatomy of the Psyche, a very good way into reading about alchemy. Jung's letters, of course, and then some of his English seminars. You probably know he gave quite a few seminars in English, which are very readable compared to some of the other more difficult works, because he's speaking in English and he's speaking to a crowd. So Vision seminars, Nietzsche seminars, Dream Analysis seminar. Best book to read, I think, after you've got the basics of Jung under your belt for how that work is applied. It's a study of one guy's life crisis in which he presents about 20 or 30 dreams to Jung, and Jung shows dream by dream. Well, I said, he said kind of discussion, which Jung very rarely does. Now up here we have two of our favorite guys, Jung himself and Sigmund Freud. And as we were talking before we started this, I was reminded of my first trip to Switzerland when I was a young student at the age of about 25. I had absolutely no money when I got there, and I moved into a pension that was, I remember, 13 francs a night, which was nothing at that time. As I moved into the pension, the owner of the pension greeted me. Pension, by the way, is a working class hotel. Bathroom and toilet down the hall. Very clean, very nice. But the owner said to me, why are you in Switzerland? Why are you in Zurich? And I said, well, I came to study at the Jung Institute. And she said to me, oh, he sent another one. I said, what are you talking about? And she said, just a moment. I'll come up and we'll have some tea someday in a couple of days. The next day, she knocked on my door. She said, let's talk. She said to me that she went every year to a medium who very coincidentally lived about 20 miles from where I was raised in Marietta, Pennsylvania. I was raised in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Every year she went to the States to speak to a medium who channeled Freud and Jung.
That's amazing.
And she said, what Freud and Jung are telling me is that they've patched up their differences and they're doing research together in the other world. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Gary.